The 1948 BAA champions were the Baltimore Bullets. The 1948-49 season was the third and the last season of the Basketball Association of America, the BAA. But let's start from the beginning. Four additional NBL teams joined the BAA as the beginning of a merger between the NBL and the BAA because they thought it would be better for all parties involved if they formed one big league instead of being competition for each other. Because of the four big NBL teams joining, loads of new players began playing in the league this season, and the league got a lot more talented. The four teams joining the BAA were the Fort Wayne Pistons, the Indianapolis Jets, the Rochester Royals, and the Minneapolis Lakers. The second BAA draft only included the BAA's 8 teams and the 4 teams which joined from the NBL this season. The first pick was 6'1" guard Andy Tonkovich, who played 17 games in this one season, averaging 2.6 points per game with a career high of 11 points. The second, third, 7th, and 9th draft picks never played a game in the NBA, and Harry Gallatin, Bobby Wanzer, and Dolph Schayes are all Hall of Fame. Jack Coleman and Billy Gabor were also selected in the first round, and they are team legends. Twelve teams participated in the 60-game season. The Eastern Division was made up of the defending champions, the Baltimore Bullets, the Boston Celtics, who had 144,000 people attend their games throughout the season, the New York Knicks, who were coached by Hall of Fame coach Joe Lapchick, the Philadelphia Warriors, led by Joe Folks' 26 points per game, the Providence Steamrollers, who were once again the worst team in the league, the Washington Capitals, coached by Red Auerbach, moved to the Eastern Divisions and had a 15-game winning streak. The Western Division was made up from the Chicago Stags, led by 23-year-old Max Zaslofsky at 21 points per game. The brand new Fort Wayne Pistons, who played games in a high school gym. The brand new Indianapolis Jets, who played only one season in the league before folding. The brand new Minneapolis Lakers, led by 24-year-old George Mikan's 28.3 points per game. The brand new Rochester Royals brought their whole championship roster to the NBA. The St. Louis Bombers, who had their Hall of Fame coach Ken Lowerfor, resigned before the season started. The new guys, the Royals and the Lakers, absolutely ate up the league, winning way more games than even the 3rd and 4th place teams did, though 45 and 44 wins respectively. The Washington Capitals went on a 15-game winning streak to start the season, which was the longest winning streak until the 2016 Warriors. That was the 69-year-old record. The scoring champion was 24-year-old George Mikan, who scored 28.3 points per game for Minneapolis. Assist champion was Bob Feerick, who had 3.2 assists per game for Washington. The field goal champion was Ernie Risen, who had 42.3% field goal percentage for Rochester. The free throws champion was Bob Feerick, who was a sharpshooter at the line for 85.9% for Washington. Scoring went up from 72 points per game to 80 points per game. The season went from 48 games to 60 games because there were 4 extra teams. Midway through the season, on January 2nd, Red Auerbach, one of the greatest coaches of all time, resigned from the Washington Capitals in the midst of their best season. All BAA first team had Joe Folks on it for the 3rd time straight and Max Zaslofsky on it for the 3rd time straight as well. George Mikan, Bob Daisies, and Jim Pollard all joined for the first time. Bob Feerick, a 2-time first-team player, was on the second team for the first time in his career. Johnny Logan was on the second team for the 3rd time straight. Kenny Sailors, Arnie Risen, and Bones McKinney all joined the second team. Because there were now 12 teams in the league, the postseason was changed once again. This time, the top 4 teams in each division made the playoffs. This season, every team, even the first place team, played in a division semi-finals, where East and West Division number 4 faced off against number 1, and 2 and 3 faced off in best of 3 series. The winners of those games faced off in the division finals in a best of 3 series, and the winner would play in the best of 7 final series against the winner of the other divisions. The Western Division's number 1, the Royals, swept the Western Division's number 4, the Bombers, 2-0. The West number 2, the Lakers, swept the West number 3, the Stags, 2-0. Number 1 of the East, the Capitals, swept number 4 of the East, the Warriors, 2-0. Number 2 of the East, the Knicks, defeated number 3 of the East, the Bullets, 2-1. In the Western Division Championship, the Lakers swept the Royals 2-0. In the Eastern Division Championship, the Capitals defeated the Knicks 2-1, and the Knicks barely won Game 2. This should have been a sweep. The 1949 BAA Final Series, or become known as the Final BAA Final Series, the returning champions of the East, the Washington Capitals, faced off against the new champions of the West, the Minneapolis Lakers, in a 7-game series. The champions of the East, the Washington Capitals, lost to the champions of the West, the Minneapolis Lakers, 4-2. The Minneapolis Lakers were the 1949 BAA World Champions, and it was their first championship. George Mikan averages 30 points per game during these playoffs.